All right, so Dragon's Throat Brewery. This is just an example of my business model canvas. We're going to start right up at the top. So throughout the course, you guys have been hearing me mention brewery and tap room. But after going through this course, I've kind of learned to take a step back, kind of start small, and just kind of get my feet wet. So by doing just a small nano brewery to start with, I'm going to save a lot of money. I'm going to be able to test my hypothesis. And if I do fail, it's going to be kind of quick and easy rather than if I were to invest in a large scale brewery and a tap room right away. There would be a lot less funds. So my value proposition. So first and foremost, my beer has to be of high quality. There's kind of this expectation throughout the craft beer community that beer that is sold is of the utmost quality. So that means that I am continually putting my best foot forward and that my beers are always satisfying to my customers. Moreover, I want to create flavors within my beers that are kind of unique and different. So that could be, for example, a spicy chocolate porter, maple ale. And the idea here is that I can just open up to a larger audience and kind of sell my products to more people than just the craft beer lovers who generally are buying the beers, craft beer. Then moving on to my customer relationships, I really want to develop personal relationships with my customers. Especially starting as a small business, I think it's going to be very important for me to develop these in beginning relationships. So one way I plan to do that is kind of have phone calls to place orders. This reduces the need for high maintenance technology, but it also allows me to communicate with my customers more directly, so I can find out how how their businesses are doing, what they need to do better, what I can provide to them from my company. Moving on to my channels, having a website, Facebook, and a social media presence is going to be really important for me. That's where most of the action kind of happens nowadays. And so having my information available online and allowing myself to advertise through Facebook and through my website and to market and provide customer relations through the internet is going to be really important. Then moreover, distributors are really important for me because Wisconsin law requires me to distribute my beer through a third party. So that means that I have to first sell my beer to a distributor who then resells it to a local bar. And so for me, that's going to be kind of how my product is reaching my customers. Moving on to my customer segments, I really want to focus on local craft beer bars. So that means so that's going to help me know who my customers are, know what they want, what's going to help them do better as a business. But moreover, just selling to craft beer bars is really just a smart move. Your average bar tends not to keep on tap or even in bottles any sort of craft beer. So making sure that I focus on selling to craft beer bars like Bar 430 or Ruby Owl Tap Room down on Main Street in Oshkosh is really going to be important for my company. My revenue streams. Selling beer is going to be my biggest revenue. Obviously, that's where a majority of my energy is going to be focused. So that's where you can expect most of my revenues to be coming from. But moreover, merchandise is going to be kind of dashed throughout there as well. So that's going to be selling apparel, tap handles, flight boards, and so that's just kind of letting me kind of get my product out there, kind of get my name out there, let it kind of be exposed to different kind of people. And so it's just kind of another way that I'm going to hopefully make some money. And then moving on to the stuff that happens kind of behind the scenes, my key activities. My key activities are going to be brewing beer, packaging beer, first and foremost. Through any company, creating their product is a really important part of their business. But moreover, ensuring customer quality and customer happiness is also very important. As a small business, I want to make sure that I'm focused on my customers rather than just, focusing on brewing beer and hoping that everything else kind of falls into place. So networking and providing customer quality is also going to be a key activity for me. My key resources. Ingredients and equipment are really going to be the bread and butter of my company. Every batch of beer that I make has to be made with quality ingredients, made with local ingredients, and that's just kind of a way for me to show that my business is kind of cares about the community and make sure that my product is always kind of top notch and always kind of delivering to the community. Also, purchasing quality equipment right from the get go is going to kind of save me money in the long run. Uh, the equipment in the beer brewing industry is kind of exposed to some extreme kind of temperatures, kind of different acids or cleaners. So buying something right away that's going to last me a long time is going to just kind of help with company longevity. Moving on to my key partners. Like I said before, distributors are going to be really important for my company. They're going to help kind of create a seamless transition from me to my customers. So having a good relationship with them is going to be really important. Moreover, ingredient vendors and equipment companies, just having a good relationship with the people who I get all of my ingredients from and who gives me my equipment is really going to be important. Making sure that they know who I am, making sure that we are on the same page at all times, is just really going to help me kind of streamline my whole process. And then finally, looking at my cost structure, my main costs are going to come from equipment. That's the biggest startup cost that you can possibly find in a brewery. However, kind of reducing to a smaller system is going to be much cheaper for me. And then from once I get a little bit of capital to move with and work with, I can kind of expand that. And then so the ingredients are also going to be important and are going to be a big inherent cost with every ounce of my beer that I sell. To make beer, you have to combine all that different stuff. So that's a big cost for me. And then finally, taxes. Beer is a pretty highly regulated product. So that's just going to be kind of making sure I pay my taxes on time, make sure I pay my taxes for every barrel that I brew. That's just going to kind of add up after a while and going to be a big cost within my company. So in conclusion, the idea is to start small and quick failure if I need to, but I still would have the ability to expand and grow in the future. Hopefully test my hypothesis, learn more about the market, learn more about my customers, begin to build customer relationships, and finally to prove to financiers that my business model is successful and that I can continue to build my company and make my company more successful.